Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on revision exercises part 6. This video presents some revision exercises to help consolidate the lessons we have presented on the last few slides. Here we have a grid with the letters from A to Y. On the right, name the letter shown by each of the given positions. So we've done something similar to this in previous videos. You are to follow each of these directions here and write the correct letter in those spaces there. So I'll leave this on for 10 seconds, and as always, you can pause the video anytime you want, and you can take as long as you want to answer these on a sheet of paper, and at the end I will give you the answers. So I'll just leave this video on for a short while here on this slide before I move to the next one. Now here's the next slide with these exercises. Here you have to write the coordinates for each of the following. Okay, so there are these things here, and see if you can find what the coordinates are for each of these. So basically that means you write a letter from that axis followed by a number from that axis. I'll just leave that on for 10 seconds before I go to the next slide. Now here, how many lines of symmetry do each of the following shapes have? Draw them on each shape. So here, where the lines are, you just put a number to tell us how many lines of symmetry there are for each shape, and then draw the lines of symmetry on each of the shapes. So I'll just leave that for a little while before I move on. Now here are the answers. So the answers are here for the first slide. So you pause this now and you check your answers to see how you went. I'll move on to the next slide in a moment, which also gives the answers for slide 2. These are the answers for the next slide here. Now you'll notice I've written these coordinates in a particular way. Now let's take the first one for example. See how I've written those in grouping symbols or in brackets or parentheses with a comma? If you wrote something like this, okay, A5, just like that, that is also acceptable. And that goes for all of the others. So you can either write it with the parentheses, with a comma, or you can just write it like that. Very, very acceptable. So I'll leave this in just for you to have a look at just for a few seconds, just to check your answers. How many lines of symmetry do each of the following shapes have? Draw them on each shape. So here are the answers. Right, so that tells you the number of lines of symmetry, and you'll see that I've drawn them on each of the shapes. Now see how you went with that.